had submitted a slide earlier, and I want to kind of hit that one now. So thank you, Kelly, for submitting this. And here's Kelly Hobby's question. Kelly Hobby asks, I'm looking to purchase land in Oahu. Do you have any insight or advice going about it? And what are the differences between a home loan and a land loan? So Scott, how would you address Kelly's question about buying land versus home? What's the feasibility? Presumably, Kelly, I didn't have any details from you, but presumably you're buying land because you want to build a home on it. I think we've advised against that, but maybe share with us in the comment if you're looking to get a farm or anyway. But Scott, what would you tell Kelly who's looking to buy land on Oahu?
Yeah, I mean, land gets a lot more complicated. The banks, there's less to collateralize, and the banks, you gotta show that you qualify more, have significantly more down. I actually have an ag lot which that's listed for sale and gets even way more complicated, and COVID complicated it as well. And then you got building construction costs that are going to complicate that in the whole building process. So land loans, you need significantly more money down, usually 25% down. When you get into the construction loan component, that gets to be, I try to avoid them just because the costs that are involved. The bank will require you to get AIA approved, Institute of Architect approved documents or plans to work with, which cost you more than a general draftsman or somebody else. Then every time you go to finish a phase, and the bank is going to need to pay that contractor, appraiser has to go out, basically verify that it's been done. There's an appraisal cost. You end up having like 5 or 6 of those throughout a construction component, which the contractors are then also required to get bonding. There's an insurance component, which you should be doing anyway, but you really are put in this tight box, and even the contractors are going to charge more because of the complexity of the components. But most people have to do it because they don't have the cash to go do that. I try to borrow off of other properties to free up the cash to do that, so I can cut some of the costs in corners. But it does get significantly more complicated. And then you're going to draw out the process because you're going to buy the land, then you're going to go through design, permitting, construction. You're talking probably 2 years to get to the point of being finished. So do you want to go through that? Are you wanting to go through that pain and some of the details that go along with that?
I'm hearing, okay, so thank you. Scott, what I'm hearing about this is that big pain in the okole, you all can go look up what okole means. You can probably guess. It's the Hawaiian word for that. So big pain in the okole to buy land and then build a house on it. Is it different to do that versus buying a horrible fixer-upper, just a terrible property, and just raising it and kind of rebuilding a home, on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and there's actually some banks. I've done this because I go down this route a lot, right? In fact, if you look at my Facebook page, last night I just posted the before project of the 2 hoarder houses I bought, the remodel, and then the tear down and redo. And you can get really creative. There's some local banks and institutions here that can get really creative with not only lower down, but being able to finance that purchase. And then it's way easier to go in and do things like slap lipstick on a pig, if you want to call it, for a little while, paint, flooring, things such as that. Once you get into your structural components, roofing, walls, foundation, that gets to be really difficult, and it's not easy to find the people, and it can be really costly.
Yeah, great. So Kelly's been giving us some feedback over here, and then we're going to move on. So Kelly, thanks for the feedback. I'm open to ag, leaning towards cash offer over loan. Now seeing all the restrictions, right? Exactly, Kelly, and also open to fixers. So Kelly, there's a couple of options. Hope that answered kind of your questions. Thanks for this.